Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I hear you.
You're my phone.
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, we know what we're not.
Yes. Is do you just let that go on forever? What happens with the phone?
It stops after a minute. What you started this meeting early. Don't give me
Well,
your
you came
bitch.
in early, so I get notified if you log
I'm a
in.
dude. I come early. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Unfortunate, isn't it? It's such a sad thing when it happens.
I don't actually relate to it like that anymore.
Oh, that's mighty white of you.
Oh, ow.
So, should we just dive right into it?
Yeah, we found out that we were stupid for trying to call this podcast Crackajacks because a cracka is short for whip cracka,
Which I
which is
knew.
what the punishment of slaves was all about, the keeping them in line. So we thought we had a clever name for us being white that turned out to be a really dumb idea.
Yeah, we would have been stupid if we had continued with the name, which was tempting because it's fucking funny to me. But as you and I learned yesterday, it's just a big, thick, closed door that's ugly and painful for a lot of people right off the bat. They don't even want any more. Thank God that fucking thing stopped. Um, because I gotta say, like when you sent me that text, my original response was, yeah, okay, that's your opinion. And I understand it. You're a militant, proud woman doing your good duty, and I support your good duty. But we're doing something that's a little funny, a little cutting edge. And so then I called up my mom, one of my moms in my life, and she's a woman of color and a great heart. She said, Greg, not a good idea. It's like, oh man. And she could feel it. She's like, not what you wanted to hear. Because I thought she was going to be like, whatever, do your thing. Because that's how she is. She's a very supportive woman. And I was like, yeah,
I
not what
think
I
it's
wanted.
fascinating that we have two women of color in our lives who are super supportive of our spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Like that tells you about the generosity of those two human beings because that's a lot of emotional labor to take on, like having us ask you like, is this really dumb thing really dumb? Like we should know. We
No,
all it took was 5 minutes of research, but
no,
no, we're gonna be lazy and ask our girls of color to
not really.
validate or
That's not
not valid.
true. It's not true. For me, it was very similar to the N word in the urban hip hop culture. It was taking something that was like my friends call me kike. I don't care. Whatever. It doesn't bother me. Like there's the whole that famous Lenny Bruce bit when he was good about words. And like if we just say these words enough and banter them about amongst friends and family, then maybe a child doesn't have to be hurt by a word anymore.
The key there is that the person who is the oppressed person is making that decision for themselves, as opposed to people like us who aren't in the oppressed class making that decision as if we know. It's a different level of intellectualism.
Well, here's what was key for me. I heard from three women of color yesterday. Bad idea. I was like, oh, okay. Bad idea. That's it. Bummer. Back to the drawing board, but
Yeah, so now we have to come up with a new name for our podcast, which you're listening to now. So by now you've heard the name before us. Well,
yeah,
not literally,
maybe,
but you're looking at the name, having clicked on this and listening to
maybe,
it, but right now
maybe.
he and I don't know what it
What
is.
about
We
thin
just it's
ice?
kind of a I like
Just thin ice.
I like the kraut and the kike better.
The kraut and the kike. Oh, so now we're back to, we might as well go back to cracker. Why don't we just call ourselves thin little mustaches under a big bulbous nose?
You know what's in a name?
That was my point. But I found out for some people, a lot's in a name. And the woman I spoke with, the last woman who, I was like, all right, that's when I texted you. We got to change our name. There's no more. My research is done. Like part of her point was, um, yes, we all want to aspire to that place of healing where there is no more pain in these words. But that's something that's in process.
Well, I think what was clear is that we were going to incite more pain, right?
Right, right. That's what was clear. Exactly. And that's, we want to be cutting edge. We know we are going to create pain. Like that's going to happen. Just like our
So I
dear
think that
friend didn't really appreciate hearing about bestiality in episode 1. We're going to, but we don't have to come out the gate like with a big smack to the face. In other words,
I
like when
think
I
we're
was,
going to be riding the rails. We're going to be on thin ice. It's inherent in the intention of what we're doing
right.
to be on the edge, and there's something about being funny that needs that. It's like you have to take people, and we were talking about it in episodes 1 and 2, which is this idea of the aristocrats joke, right? Which is
Right.
you set up this really intense experience for people and then you give them relief from it. The thing is,
Like
do they get
X-Files.
healing or do they get more trauma from that experience? And that's the key. Like,
And we're not responsible for that. That's a personal responsibility. And they have the right to go like, hey, that podcast isn't for me. Like all things in life, not everyone's watching South Park. They should, but they're not. Or as my mom, who, she said, we talked about Blackish a little bit. And then I was talking with, my friend Robert, my brother in New York, and he was talking about how his mom didn't let him watch Sanford and Son when he was growing up. His dad watched it, but he wasn't allowed.
why is that relevant?
Because we're talking about South Park. We're talking about we are going to like not this isn't going to be for everyone. We don't
No, because then it
we're
would be homogenous. It would just be like worthless on a certain level.
which is an interesting conundrum. So is that saying peace on earth is homogenized milk? Is peace on earth like that dystopian thing where everyone's just cookie cuttered, don't.
So maybe the preliminary statement "we're not for everyone" is the illusion. That the thing is, you said we're not responsible, and I immediately just agreed with that. Like we're 100% responsible for how our communication lands. That's how I see it.
No, you and I have had this conversation. I am not responsible for how you feel.
I didn't
How
say
you
that.
feel is your
I didn't
responsibility.
say that.
Well, communication, how the communication lands is up to the individual. That's humor. Someone says a joke, someone laughs, someone else stands up, throws water in the person's face, and walks out.
Right.
That the person who said the joke isn't responsible for either one of those
Incorrect.
responses.
They're responsible for both because they played in both of them.
Oh, now you got me angry, you motherfucker. I'm gonna bite your fucking nose. What, are you kidding me? Wait, say that again. The person's
In
response.
both those scenarios, that person is responsible because they were there, they participated.
All right, what about this whole oming thing where you're not responsible for how the other feels, but you're there? In fact, you're actively there.
Who says you're not responsible?
That's what I took away from it.
Yeah, so
That's
we
what
got
I
to,
walked away. Oh, good. Fuck you. I'm not responsible.
well, I believe in the idea of radical responsibility, where my experience is I'm responsible for, right? So if
Yes.
I'm in an experience with someone else like you in this moment who's really fucking pissed off at me,
And not anymore.
then I've played a role in that. I've got right. I'm not culpable is the wrong word because I
Is it,
didn't. I'm not the right. It's
what is
I'm
culpable? What's the definition of culpable?
um, guilty to be punished where restoration is needed.
So if I say something and you're mad, you may think I'm culpable for that because I should be punished for what I said.
No, well, that's the idea behind the word.
Right. I'm not saying actually, but yeah, that's how you're using it.
So we're kind of having a philosophical discussion about the level of interaction in a two-way exchange. For those of you who can't watch, Greg has put his tongue in his cheek and moving it around as if to
There was a
mimic.
penis in my mouth. Go ahead and say it. Just fucking say it.
I was trying to be more descriptive.
Oh, a big ass cock riding his tonsils like Don Corleone. Fuck. All right, let's get back to business.
I don't know. Is it funny? We're having this discussion, and we're not even any closer to having like
Razor's Edge. I like that.
Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
Sounds like okay, or like sounds like a shaving commercial.
Did you
Thin.
ever see the movie with Bill Murray, Razor's Edge? The Razor's
Yeah, I
Edge?
have. It's been a long time. I've forgotten most of it.
It's really good. That was like his first dramatic.
Yeah, there's a kind of Zen component to it. I remember the ending is a little bit unsatisfying and opaque.
Oh, I thought it was a brilliant ending because the his ex girlfriend from high society tricks his now lover, who was a mutual friend of theirs, into going back into opium, and she kills herself. And he's like, "Don't you get it? It just doesn't matter." And he walks away. And that was the Zen thing. Like, here's this girl all wrapped up in this drama and stuff of 20 years ago in college, and they're all different people, but that was the razor's edge. That's the razor's edge. It's like, yes, I want to be empathetic. We're changing the title of our podcast because of empathy, of hearing people's voices and going, okay, that's not really what we want to do with this. So we're changing the title. And you are responsible for your feelings. And that's the razor's edge. That is the fucking cutting edge of life right there.
Okay. I mean, I just want to keep spinning more and more finite, more and more infinite sorts of slices of the philosophy of this. But I'm much more interested in being funny. It's hard with this subject right now because we're talking a lot about responsibility, about how we basically did it something that was ignorant.
It's funny.
We thought it was funny.
It was ignorant, but it was funny. There's people who think it's funny. Like I said, my brother Robert in New York, he thinks it's hella funny. He was encouraging us, go for it.
Right.
And for those of you who are kind of interested, yes, he is a man of color. Yes, he is gay. Yes, he is brilliantly creative. And he has a cutting, sarcastic humor to him, which moms thought is immature.
Right. So there's this piece here where at some point we can be safe and have a safe podcast name, or we can be funny. Right. Because there's this thing here where if we don't actually ruffle any feathers, if we don't push any edges, they're not going to generate enough discomfort for there to be a release. I mean, that's part of the comedic formula, right?
Right.
But generally, people like you and me who like to be funny, we don't like break it down like that and do the science of funny, mostly because I can't write a joke. You can write jokes. I've seen you write jokes. It's more funny when you tell them than watching you write them.
Remember, stand up isn't art. It's a fucking joke.
That's right.
So we don't have a title yet, do we?
I think we should just rip off your partner and call it Pranksters. That was supposed to make you laugh, but it didn't do that. I'm of course not suggesting that
There was part of me laughing, part of me considering it as a real
option.
title.
Yeah,
Like I'm really engaged in us having a title by the end of this episode.
I
It's
love that.
very
Let's go live to
important to me.
Facebook right now and see if we can get to like a list of titles.
Yeah, I wonder if razorsedge.com's available. Because Razor's Edge podcast, like, you know,
Thin Ice, Razor's Edge.
razors, whoops, edge.com. And all that work is out the door. Oh, there's a Razor's Edge. Look at that. Of course, it's kind of fun. And all right, so thinice.com.
Yeah. I mean, every .com in the world that's worth a crap has been taken.
Thin ice. Really? Thin ice? You checked it? Thin
No.
ice. Thin ice is available.
Oh, of course our friend is brilliant. Why not? We should just know that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we didn't think this up. We got it from someone else.
Well, it's a group effort.
How about fart knockers?
Hold on. What the F? No, we're not doing fart knockers. The fucking ass is that? Fart knockers. What does that even mean?
How about the Little Plastic Pink Pony podcast?
How about cute little frilly girls running through the meadow with daisies in their hair? How about pass the Ducci on the left hand side? All right, here we
I
go.
think Thin Ice is probably pretty good.
It's pretty damn good, isn't it? If it's available. Sorry, Thin Ice is unavailable. Who owns fucking Thin Ice? Well, look up.
We could do Thin Ice dot, io or Thin Ice dot comedy or not us. We have standards. If it's not a .com, we're not
someone in
interested.
Toronto. Those fucking Canadians. Damn it. All right. I bet you Thin Ice podcast is available or
Yeah.
Razor's Edge.
Thin Ice, Razor's Edge.
Yeah, Thin Ice podcast is available. Razor's Edge. Yep, Razor's Edge podcast is available. It would be kind of cool to come up with a name that doesn't need the podcast to scrape it through the ownership of words and titles and domains. Domains. Isn't that groovy? Domain. Our domain.
It's true. It's such an egoic thing. It's like our domain.
Yeah.
Curly and the Skinhead.
I
No.
was trying to think of something that was along that lines, but I couldn't think of anything. Two divorced old fucks. .com.
Oh my god. This is hilarious.
wendysburgers.com.
I think that's taken.
Really? Wendy's Burgers? If it's not, that's our title. No, we'll get sued right out of the gate. That's the other thing. We want something with that. Wendy's Burgers. No, you're right. It is. What about Wonderful World? And I think to myself, wonderfulworld.com. Nope.
So just so
All
you know,
right.
so just so you know, Greg, we're live on Facebook
I
right now.
saw that. I just saw that. That's very funny.
So what people should know is Greg and I are doing this podcast, and we want it to be hilarious but also provocative. And we had a great name that turned out to be a horrible name. That tells you a little bit about how together we are regarding those sorts of things.
Saying that to the no people watching on Facebook.
I don't, it's not that they're a no, it's just the smart thing to do. Like, I trust them. I literally trust them with my life, which is why
Hey,
we're not
can
doing
you
it that way.
stream to YouTube?
No. Oh, I mean, it could, but I don't have a YouTube to stream to.
Oh, because that's once we get our real title, we get our email, we'll set up a YouTube. Because
Anyway,
that
yeah. But
one,
why the reason we're live on Facebook right now, for those of us who are friends of ours, we're trying to come up with a podcast name now. So please leave your best ideas. We've already got Razor's Edge, Thin Ice, and the Curly and the Bald Headed Ape, but that neither one of those seem to be very good.
Ritz crackers. Look at that. I'm
Oh
watching that.
no, no, we can't use
Oh no,
that.
the Ritz brothers. That's what
The
I.
Ritz
The
Brothers.
Ritz brothers.
Okay, that's better.
The Ritz brothers. But wow, this is weird to watch yourself. It's so delayed.
Mine seems to be paused. I just see, but anyway, I
Mine's
know
not.
it's out there. It's happening.
Oh, and look, one person's watching me, watching myself. How fucking narcissistic is that?
Well, I'm not actually looking. I'm just saying, hey, we're here. We're trying to come up with a good name for our podcast. Greg's looking at the comments, so if you make a comment, we'll see it live. Ask questions.
I'm not
He's
anymore.
throwing up his hands in disgust. Even this won't save us
This
now.
is fucking falling apart like a.
Oh,
Oh no, we're not live anymore.
we're not. No, yeah, we are.
Who's the blue chihuahua? Are we?
Michael Hawk is listening. He's saying, "Hey, hi, Michael. Hey, we're trying to come up with a name for our podcast. So if you've got a really good name for our podcast, put it in the chat on Facebook. Otherwise, so far we have Razor's Edge, Thin Ice, and Curly and the Bald-Headed Ape. None of which are really getting it for us. And Greg keeps saying that Curly and the Bald-Headed Ape is just not even in the same league as Thin
What is
Ice.
that? Yeah, it's not Razor's Edge. I like Razor's Edge.
Okay, so
Partly because we could come up with a pretty badass logo.
it's Michael's asking, "What's this about?" It's about us.
It's about
Like, we have a podcast. We got like 7 or 8 in the can, and we're looking for a good name for it.
it's supposed to be tongue in cheek, a bit irreverent about everything, but also social commentary and our own personal spiritual journey.
Right. And laughter is medicine. Laughter is release from the stressors of life. Laughter is a way to challenge the norms of our self-awareness, and about, breaking down our white privilege and our biases and our white fragility in a way that's constructive.
Yeah, let's call it white privilege. Check cashed.
That ain't going to work either. There's nothing funny about white privilege.
Well, then why are we joking about it?
Because we're gonna be funny, damn it.
Regardless.
We've got a suggestion. Michael Hawk says Bay Area EQ Club, and no, I'm just gonna say no.
That sounds too much like that workout, the fitness place.
But thank you so much for tuning in. We have one audience who's made a suggestion, which was great. I really had hoped for more.
How'd you see his comment?
Well, it's on my timeline, so maybe that's it. Because I can see it.
All right. I think I'm getting distracted by Facebook. Oh, join the crowd. Get it?
The release of thyself, he says.
How about crucifixion?
The Crucifixion Podcast.
Yeah, I like it. Crucifixion.
Okay.
It's not a punishment, it's a resurrection.
I don't know. We're going to get in trouble with the religious right.
Oh, that's fine. Fuck. I'm looking for trouble at this point. Crucifixion. I like that. Is crucifixion available? Crucifixion.com.
No, no, don't even look because I'm gonna veto
Crucifixion. What? Why?
because it's not funny.
You weren't there. How do you know? Someone has it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious! I wasn't there. Yeah, do I know? I think I have a good idea based on the description.
Oh, because you read about it? Oh, okay.
He's given us another idea. The Ascender.
Sounds like a Marvel comic hero.
He also said, "Fuck it, I give up."
Yeah. Welcome to this episode, bitch. Oh my gosh.
Well, he wants to ask questions. It's almost like an interview.
All right.
So as soon as you type,
Ask if he wants to join the Zoom.
no.
Well, friend of Mark, you just got ostracized, bitch. You see that door? It's closed. Popcorn Gallery.
He's laughing at that.
Popcorn Gallery has to stay in the lobby.
Hey, I'm a control freak. Maybe that's the podcast. Control Freaks
Control
Anonymous.
Freaks. Just controlfreaks.com.
Two knobs on 11.
Oh, I like two knobs. Control Freaks. Nope, Control Freaks is what about two knobs? I kind of like that. Two KNOBS or just KNOBS. Two knob. Nope, taken. Fuck.
So there's a question coming in from our audience, and he's asking me, how good was I at Nintendo in 1986? With the expectation that I remember. And I'm just going to say one word, cannabis. No fucking clue how good you were at Nintendo in 1986.
Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. Remember when Super Nintendo came out? That was like, damn.
I don't remember.
It was all about Mario Kart.
It's still all about Mario Kart.
Not the same. Back then, it was all about Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Country.
Well, two knobs you said was taken?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know it's parked at GoDaddy. All these great domains aren't being used.
Well, someone wants to make $10,000 from people like us.
Someone should fucking, if you don't have a website up, Mental Models Inc. is using two knobs in California. Mental Models Inc. Who the hell are they?
Let's not make them mad.
Oh yeah, I'm mad at them already.
What about numeral two knobs?
Mental models. What the? All right, let's see. Two knobs.
Number two.
Two.
But then, of course, we'll have to qualify it every time we say it. Yeah, it's numeral two knobs. We might as well just spell it that way.
Oh, that's taken too. What about Roman numeral two?
How about it goes up to 11 podcast?
This is 11.com. This is 11. That works with our current.
Our audience is getting impatient. He's like, Jesus H. Christ, just name it the North Talk, he says.
The North Talk is available. That's what it is. The northtalk.com. Huzzah! It's available. That's what we are. The North Talk. Thank you for that
Well, wait,
benign.
he said for the love of God, name it Anything Goes. I like that better than the North Talk.
Anything goes.
Hi, Pierre.
How
Oh,
about
we've
for
got
the love
another
of
audience
God?
member, Pierre Donini. So what we're doing, Pierre, is we had a podcast and
For
it was
the
named
love of
something that's
God.
unacceptable. We were ignorant when we named it that.
No,
And
for the
so
love
we're
of
just
God.
kind of live on Facebook trying to get a good idea for our podcast. And if you're watching Michael Hawk, who's a brilliant poet, musician, and philosopher, and a good-hearted soul, he's been helping us.
For the love of God is taken.
What about Anything Goes?
Anything that's got to be taken. Come on, that's such a fucking Broadway. Yeah, that's gone. Anything. What if we use a hyphen in there?
Or JesusHChrist.com? Is that taken?
Let's try it.
But that's not going to be
Jesus
much better
H.
than where we were.
Christ. There's some people, that's unavailable. What if we get rid of the H? Jesus Christ. We're not presumptuous. Jesus Christ, the podcast that saves.
Well, North Talk seems to be a domain that's available.
Yeah, it is. And it's also fucking banal, benign, has no spice.
Agreed. I think Razor's Edge podcast is better, or
North Talk.
thinicepodcast.com. Both of those are about. Oh, Dual Light is his next one, or Duo of Light.
Oh, why don't we just call ourselves lightsabers? Purple and red. Green and orange. Dual lifesavers. Chapter 8.
Or Lightsabers Candy.
How about chapter 8? That sounds like we're
No, Section 8 podcast.
Chapter 8's taken. Who the fuck has chapter 8? Jesus Christ.
So for everybody that's watching and listening, you've really stumbled onto some low-level entertainment tonight.
God.
Piero Danini said hi once, and I haven't heard from him since. He's like, "Hi, Mark," and
Is he
nothing.
still on?
I don't know. I asked him, like, "How are you doing? What are your ideas for a podcast name?" And it's crickets. Well, Mike Hawk is really like he's prolific. His next one is Word Masters.
Tell him we need to be.
He can hear you. You tell him.
More tongue in cheek. We need more like bent over, pants around the ankles, tongue way up in there. You're sucking ass. Okay. Eating that butt.
How about this podcast sucks ass.com?
That's closer. Now we're getting somewhere.
Not yet. We're not going to invite everyone yet. We've only got 2, and we had to destroy the whole thing we built to show them because the name we gave them sucked ass.
Yes. We had a soft launch with something that we found out profoundly offended people right off the gate.
But it was funny, though.
It was funny.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it was.
We thought it was funny. That's just points to our ignorance.
Look, it's still funny to me. And I understand, like, it's not the way I want to go out into the world right away. Right. It's still funny to me. It's still funny to Robert. It's still funny to other people. And yes, you and I learned something that we didn't know yesterday, that cracker is a fucking slap into the face for a lot of people. So we just don't want to do that. We don't want to have, South Park, like I was talking with Jonah. South Park is a super benign name. There's nothing, once you start watching it, you're going to be offended, but there's nothing offensive about the name of the show.
Yeah. So since you brought it up, since for people who don't know, Kraka is short for whip cracker.
Yeah, and we said that earlier in the show.
Yeah, but we weren't live on Facebook at the time.
Yeah, well, I think Michael can catch up.
Oh, we've got another suggestion. The How to Toss a Mean Salad podcast. From Stan Rain.
Now we're getting somewhere. Prison salad.
The
Hey,
Prison
prison
Salad
salad.
podcast.
Prison salad. Is
Good to
that
see you,
available?
Stan.
Prison salad.
So yeah, we're
Prison
two
salad's
guys.
available.
Prisonsalad.com.
Prisonsalad.com's available.
Is it offensive?
Fuck yeah, it's offensive. I'm offended. I don't even know if I want to do it, but I like that it's available. Prison salad, the podcast that you pay for.
This is one live that's going to get deleted. It's just going to be
way.
live.
No way. Well, oh, you mean off Facebook?
Yeah.
This is an episode, though.
Yeah, we'll send you the episode for sure.
Yeah, you got all the emails that showed me deleting our
I saw
tracks.
Deleting.
What podcast? What are you talking about?
Yes. Stan says, likewise, prison salad is offensive, yet very defensible. In what way is it offensive?
Oh, now they're debating on Facebook amongst each other.
Well, he's not really debating amongst anyone so much.
He's debating himself.
He's being
masturbating.
Oh, Lord. Help us.
Prison salad, is that our title?
Well, so far, but he says it's offensive, so we're already in trouble with the next podcast title.
Prison salad. God, that's just I do I want to walk around the world as one of the co-hosts of Prison Salad?
I don't think so.
Know. That may not be brave enough for that. I think I'm a little weak.
Stan says he's been called a master debater in his life.
Nice. I like it.
We could call it the Master Debater
on
podcast.
The planet who's never masturbated before.
I don't know. That question leaves me speechless.
The fact that we gave any consciousness to that question hurts my soul.
And Stan says, no, it's not really offensive. He's just goading us for a laugh. So prison salad is starting to look better.
How about goat laugh?
Goat laugh. I think Thin Ice is better. Thin Ice podcast is better than prison salad.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so tempting. So tempting.
Anything's better than prison salad.
That's what I hear.
Don't knock it till you've tried it.
Depends. Are you serving it or receiving it?
Oh. Well, one thing's for sure. It's fun to do this podcast with you, whatever we call it.
Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad we're doing it. And I like this new aspect to the Facebook Live. I think we should do, well, like we said, once we're really set up, we can stream live on YouTube. Because then the comments stay. Like people can, watch it later and they see the comments stream live.
All the people giving us shit. Yeah.
And Facebook, you lose the comments.
So we've got Thin Ice, eggshells, prison salad, master debaters.
Masterdebaters.com. Master debaters. It kind of says something about
it's gotta be, that one's gotta be like,
how do you spell debaters?
Debate
with an RS. Sorry, master debaters is all right. Well, how about masturbators?
No, I'm not. I don't want to walk around in the world with a podcast.
That I will walk around with. That's just a fine thing. Nope,
well, you can. Michael's asking if we're doing Q&A. You can ask. We may not answer.
We're open to anything at this point, Michael. Haven't you got the gist of, oh, Jesus. Don't look up masturbators.com, okay? my retina just burned. Holy Christ, that's like two girls in a cup, man. Once you've seen that, there's just no going back. You're tarnished.
Please don't tell me anything about it. I have not been tarnished yet, and I don't want to be.
That was
No, don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. We can change the subject now.
prison salad.
Yeah.
um Mental models. What about mental models? Mental floss.
Oh, that I like that.
Mental floss.
It's not very funny, but it's cool.
Oh, it's taken. Mental fang.
No.
Mental fart. Nah. I've never really thought farts were funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we're running out of steam. The audience has gone quiet. Oh, here we go. Stan Rain. Having the word naked in my brand has been hell for people trying to Google search for it. I didn't think about that before setting it on my name.
Good point. Thank you. Is that from Michael?
No, it's from Stan Rain.
Stan,
Stan
that's
Rain
a
is a
good.
fellow coach and a very humorous fellow, as well as a badass Tempo karate practitioner.
All right. Well, I think he's got a good point that if we put naked into our title,
In trouble.
we're in trouble.
Michael Hawk is asking, okay, he's got a question. Is this
Okay.
the first podcast? No, this would be episode 8, I think.
9. I think it's 9.
9? Okay.
Yeah. But let him know we had 2 episodes live to get things rolling. And then I pulled them yesterday as part of our name change. Like, oh, so yeah, we have 9 in the can, none in the world. The world's winning.
And we're sharing this one right now as a kind of a preview to coming attractions.
Yeah. Because we're bored in the house and we're in the house bored.
That's right. And it's not even COVID anymore. We don't even have that excuse anymore.
How about CEOs? No, that's fucking chairman of the board.
No.
The king's throne.
That's not actually a bad one.
Well, let's see if it's available. The king's throne.com. Oh, it's taken. Jesus Christ.
It's not his fault.
Well, you think he would have saved one domain for us?
We just haven't found out. We just don't know what question to ask. We were asking the wrong question. He's waiting for us to discover our true brilliance.
Razor's Edge. Nope, that's my mom's like you, I think you nailed it yesterday where you said like,
Oh, Nigel Healy's with us now.
all right, Nigel.
He's saying, good hanging with you cool cats.
Well, it's good to hear your
Maybe it's the Cool
virtual
Cat
voice.
Maybe it's the Cool Cat Crusader podcast. Oh no,
Hey,
that's a bunch of other dudes.
yeah. But you know what? In a way, like Nigel and Michael and Stan, is that the other gentleman who's
Stan, Michael Hawk, Stan
Yeah,
Rain.
Michael, Stan, and Nigel, they're all like ventriloquists because they're saying something, but then I hear you say it. So it's kind of like they got their
Stan
hand
says,
up
wait,
your
Stan
ass.
says, Stan says, okay, I gotta go, but shit, it's fun to see you, my friends. Looking forward to checking out the show when you're allowed back on the air.
Thank you. That's very kind. He gets the gist of what we're doing.
He's right as rain.
Closing doors at every opportunity. Burning bridges. Hey, burning bridges.
Okay,
See
I'll
if
bet
that
that's
will
taken.
work.
Will you settle for a .org?
No. .orgs are for pussies and nope. Burning bridges. You know what we could do? Burningbridges.club. Burning bridges online.
Nigel wants to know if he can see my arm up Mark's shirt. I'm not sure what he means by that.
Because he's a ventriloquist.
Oh,
And he's got his hand up your ass.
got it.
You're riding his fist.
So I tell you what, Nigel, here's we go. Oh, here All right, Nigel, I will just say the next thing you type, and I won't tell anyone that you wrote it. Oh, now we got more people.
What about
Talking Heads.
exploding monotony?
Well, and Michael Hawk says hot dog water, the
Ooh,
podcast.
that's as bad as prison salad. What about
So
exploding monotony?
Lauren Gonzalez just got on here. So what's happening, Lauren, is we had a podcast ready to go, and the name of it was offensive, and so we've had to like destroy all of the hard work that Greg went to
Sure.
producing all of the bumpers and getting and so now we're looking for a much better name that's still provocative and stimulating.
Exploding monotony.
Exploding monotony is not bad. It's a little
Yeah.
bit exploitive.
How is it exploitive?
Well, monotony is nothing without explosions.
Monotony doesn't exist with explosions. What is, how do you spell monotony?
um, with an M.
Thank you. Thank you, English teacher Mark. Those kids are in good hands, I see.
I think it's three O's. Yeah, Mo not Oni.
Monotony. You're
Tuna
right.
on the bottom yogurt.
Yeah. We're not going to ride the coattails of bitches before us. Is that clear? This is new, cutting edge.
The razor's edge.
Exploding monotony is available.
All right.
Is
There.
that it?
For now, it's the best thing we've gotten for 42 minutes.
Damn.
All right, so we've got like 4 people online watching us. So like
All
we
right,
want to
let's
know that
take a
it's
vote.
like
Who's for
exploding
prison
monotony,
salad?
yes or no,
No, who
or
literally
Chris.
is for prison salad? Who
Yeah,
likes a good tossed salad in prison?
the 2 contenders are exploding monotony and prison salad. So please weigh in online for us which your favorite is. Her Facebook friends have gone eerily silent.
Oh, that's probably
Oh, here we
due to the
go.
delay.
No. Of course, someone's coming up with something new. They're not voting.
Can you put a poll on the live
It's a
thing?
comment stream. I don't know how to do that. I could do it on my Facebook page, but it's not going to last that long. Slick's
Yeah.
vomit.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
Nigel said Slick's vomit, and that's a no.
no. Okay, look, everyone who's on here, how many people are on here?
Well, we're up to 4. If
Ooh,
well, except
yippee.
one left. Stan Rain left.
All right.
Oh,
So
oh, oh! Here we go. Laura Lee Brown says exploding salad.
Laura Lee's on here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Laura Lee, she must know we're trying to get a podcast name going. So this is great. People are
Exploding
tuning in.
salad.
What?
I don't know. I think exploding monotony
Okay,
or prison salad.
those are the 2.
Those are the two. Are we gonna go raw or are we gonna go a bit
Well, they're
what's
both raw.
well, exploding monotony is not as raw as a prison salad, my friend. Having experienced both. That's for another episode.
There was that time at band camp when I was in jail.
Did I tell you about that time where I was arrested with 2 VHS cases full of mushrooms all grammed out to, to grams, like all bagged up in gram bags, and they never opened up the cases.
They never opened them up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was in jail. Harley and Mike came and bailed me out. And
They just gave you the box back.
yeah, there was about,
Ooh.
let's see, I had about 3 ounces all grammed up in those. Remember those black VHS cases from rental stores?
Okay, so Nigel Healy says exploding monotony is good. My friend Michael Emke, who has a really powerful podcast, Wookie Radio, among many others. So Yeah, now they're starting to come in fast and furious. Anyway, Michael, we're trying to figure out what to call our podcast after our podcast name turned out to be offensive, Mr. Emke. So Lauren's thought was bodacious tatas, which is no.
I
Laura
love
Lee said
bodacious tatas. And
we
let me
love them,
say,
but
it's
can we?
not the size, it's that they are there and they are willingly given up to me. I will
So,
take that over a prison salad any day.
well, Laura Lee said exploding mushrooms might be a good podcast.
Well, it was certainly a good experience.
Well, all right. So I think so far, exploding monotony is winning.
You and I
The
like
theme is humor. Michael Emke's asking, "What's the theme?" It's like we want to explore the
spiritual humor.
spiritual humor.
Zen with a little twist of the neck.
Yes, exploring the edges of personal
Bodacious
growth.
tatas. Holy
No,
Christ.
it's not that kind of podcast.
It is for me now. Laura Lee, look what you did. I have a one-track mind.
But that was
You
Lauren
found it.
Gonzalez that did
Oh,
that.
Lauren. Lauren. She's a dear human too. We know no one but dear humans.
Well, no one would bother to comment on our Facebook Live except for the dear humans.
Oh, that's very kind. You think the ones who hate us, they don't show up and talk shit? Then
So
you
far,
know
it's
you've
all
made it.
positive. No one said, why bother with a podcast yet.
You guys are boring. You are monotony without the explosion.
So Laura Lee said exploding, but didn't offer any modifiers to that.
Exploding orgasm.
Is that a double redundancy said twice?
Only if you're good.
Ooh, Michael Emke says Zen Laughter podcast. That's pretty good.
The zen of it.
See if it's available.
The zen of it?
Zen Laughter.
I don't know about zen laughter, but
I know, but just see if it's available.
All right. Hold on. I have to keep exploding monotony. That took me a long time.
Okay, well, I'll look it up then to see if Zen.
No. I'm good. I just need to. It took me so long to learn how to spell that I didn't want to. Okay. Zenlaughter.com. Nope. Unavailable.
Wow. Well, it's either prison salad or exploding monotony. Those seem to be the contenders.
Those keep coming back. And just, I love playing with prison salad, but walking around with it is.
Yeah, I don't want to wear the t-shirt. I don't think anybody wants to wear the t-shirt.
No. The underwear, though.
Little diagram, put tongue here. See, Michael, it's very edgy humor.
Or if it's humorous. The dice are still rolling on that one.
Mr. Nigel Healy says prison salad is not too much fun.
Well, sir, do you speak from experience? I have been in a prison cell, and I can say from experience, it is not fun. And it was only about 24 hours, and it just was enough for me to go, wow, I don't want to do that again. And it was for traffic tickets too. It wasn't like I was carrying mushrooms all grammed out in VHS cases. I don't remember.
When you think about it, though, VHS cases turned out to be a really good cover. It sat in evidence room and never.
It worked. Yeah. And you know what I just recall? I remember what I got arrested for. I was borrowing this beat up moped of my ex-wife's, and the cops were pulling me over because it probably was unregistered and no headlight. It was nighttime, etc. I tried to outrun them in the streets of Mill Valley. I lost
on a moped
with 3 ounces of mushrooms all grabbed up in VHS.
He's hitting 22 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen.
That was exactly it. I kept looking for one of those dirt lanes that cut through Mill Valleys because I knew I could lose them there, but they got
Laura
me.
Lee says, "You all are so funny. Ha ha ha." Well, that's true. That's why we're looking for another name, because it'd be a terrible shame to waste all this good humor on a bad podcast name. Michael Emke says, "The Zen of It is
Okay.
available."
The Zen of
Of
it.
it.com.
No, it's not. Maybe he just grabbed it. Now he's holding it hostage. Michael, I thought you were a fucking friend, you bitch.
Well, he is a podcast. Um,
Producer.
yeah, he's got like 4 or 5 of them, so
Yeah,
he might
fucker.
be holding out.
Yeah, it was available that you guys wanted.
Oh,
Welcome to
Lauren
America.
Gonzalez says Moped Outlaw.
Moped Outlaws.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah, we're getting there. That's brilliant,
Oh,
Lauren.
Moped Outlaws. And only we will know, like the, oh, my
It's gone.
dyslexia kicked in. I wrote Moped Outlaws.
I bet Moped Outlaws are probably
I bet you it's available.
no.
It's available.
Oh,
Moped Outlaws.
I love it.
Moped is Moped, right?
According to her, that's the way she spelled it.
That's the way I spelled it too. Two wrongs don't make a right, but three do.
Okay. So I like that better than Prison Salad.
A
Moped
lot better
Out.
than Prison Salad. And it's kind of fun that there's a story involved with it.
Yep.
Moped Outlaws could have a killer logo, killer
Right.
brand, a lot of
Yep.
fun branding
Yeah.
this thing.
All right. So we
Moped
owe
Outlaws.
you brunch for life, Lauren.
At the restaurant of our choice.
Your house.
Do you like In-N-Out Burger? You can get their fries and a small burger. Moped Outlaws. I think that's it.
Better grab it because this is live. Someone could be grabbing it.
Oh, motherfucker.
Michael, I hope you're not listening.
Michael, stay out of our domain. This is our domain of ownership.
I can see the t-shirt in my head and the logo and all of that stuff. This is great.
Moped Outlaws. Fuck yeah, Lauren. Thank you. Done.
See, the whole idea of crowdsourcing this was brilliant, and I must say that because it was my idea.
Well, don't I get any credit for anything at all? No, you fucker. It's Mark's
Yes, you
idea
do.
and Lauren's domain.
Well, you
All
get credit for
provide-
putting ounces of mushroom, 3 grams of mushrooms weighed out in VHS cases, getting arrested, and then having them not get caught.
So I get credit for being an idiot. Oh, yippee.
Well, this whole live broadcast is about getting credit for being idiots.
Yes, sir. And we're just the guys to do it. Like in Animal House, it's going to take one really stupid done an idea, and we're just the guys to do it.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. Like I had no hope that it was going to be as good as Moped Outlaws, and here we are with Moped Outlaws.
That is, yeah, I gotta say.
I'm getting choked up. Wyatt and Billy from Easy Rider on mopeds.
Yeah.
That's Michael Emke's contribution. Wow, well, this must be fascinating for you guys to watch Greg reserve a domain. Visually stunning. A real thrill ride. It kept us guessing till the end.
I'm fucking impressed that we got a title by what I was super scared that we were not going to have a title by the end of this episode.
So Michael Hawk is saying, yay, Moped Outlaws. There it is. Yes. Now let's move on to questions, please.
Okay. Question.
So we're taking questions as they come in. And I just saved 15% by switching to Geico, says Nigel.
And I'm cleaning my toilet bowl.
I'm soaking in it.
I'm dating gerbils.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Only if you're a gerbil.
Are mopeds obsolete now because of electric bikes?
Um, I think you're um
Okay, so Michael Hawk is asking, how do I clean a jade quartz?
Michael, I'm glad you asked. There's this thing called prison salad, and it is a great jade cleaner. You just put that jade into the rectal alley and it'll come out clean and fashionable. Look at that. We have Moped Outlaws. Fuck.
Well, apparently, jade quartz is used as a facial roller. And so the answer to your question on Google is how do you clean a jade roller, which isn't, I'm not sure that's how, that's what you're asking. Um, Jade Care and Cleaning Guide. Um, so what do we got? We got number 7 is quartz, and it's hard, but not as hard as say corundum quartz or topaz. Cleaning. Ultrasonic cleaners and steam cleaners are safe for untreated jade.
Mark, this is not QVC. Okay.
Hey, he asked us a question. He's my
Yeah.
friend.
Okay. And you know what? He's your friend. And let's leave it at that. Okay. He had a question. He asked it, and we acknowledged he asked a question. And in essence, you gave him an answer.
I did.
Next question.
Okay, next question. He says the answer is in seawater or in the moon.
Ooh, in the moon. See, I was right.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Well, we aim to have our podcast be for an hour, and we're coming up on the 1 hour. We nailed it thanks to Lauren Gonzalez, who came up with the amazing
And
title
everyone
of our
for just
podcast.
sticking around with us a bit. That's very nice and generous.
Yeah,
Thank you all.
that was really amazing. So I'm gonna stop the Zoom recording here, but we'll stay live on Facebook for
Oh
those that
no,
want.
no, you can't stop the Zoom and keep live on Facebook.
I can, but I shouldn't, is what you're
Oh,
saying.
ooh, yeah. Who would do it? Control freaks, moped outlaws, control freaks with a juicy middle. Wait, what?
Yikes. This, see, I was trying to end it. We almost got out clean.
Nope. There's still prison salad floating around the ether.
I can't wait to listen to that podcast.
Oh, these are fun. So everyone, like we're in July, right? So I figure August, the first Monday of August, which is August 1st, is no, that's a Sunday. August 2nd. August 2nd, we're going live.
With Moped Outlaws
Moped
podcast.
Outlaws. The podcast that
The
you can get,
podcast.
the body cast. Who's
Wow,
still
what a
with us?
pleasure this turned out to be. I was so worried going in that we were just going to come up empty handed.
Yeah, I was too.
My
I
faith is
was
restored.
too. Who's with us still? Can you see who's still
Well, I
watching?
see names, but it isn't clear how many. I guess I could look at what it says on how many. No, it's not telling me how many are with us live because I'm just sort of looking at a side screen. But maybe, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Michael Emke's still commenting. Michael Hawk's still commenting. I think everybody else has left. They realized we got what we needed and the time was
We
up.
bounced. Groovy. All right, let's call it a day. Thank you
Much
all.
love to everyone. Uh, Yeah, Michael Hawk is asking no commercials. Michael Emke. So the two Michaels are still with us. They both
Well,
chimed
let
in.
them know that we are open to professional input. And yeah, we would love to make a revenue stream from this, but we need to get it live first.
Awesome. Thanks again to Lauren Gonzalez. We love you too, Lauren. She just said love you.
Oh, right on.
We
Love
are.
you, Lauren. Is
And
Laura
Nigel's still
Lisa?
with us. They're saying goodbye
Hey,
now.
Nigel. And I hope Mary Jane's doing well. Much love to you both.
And this is how we sign off, so you'll get a feel for that. Hopefully, you'll hear this.